Donald Trump downplaying the severity of the coronavirus is causing him to lose Fox News.
They took an hour yesterday in terms of pushing back the press briefing to figure out what they were going to say. And Kayleigh McEnany and team decided on he didn't want to panic us. That is a lie. Donald Trump's entire presidency is based on fear and panic, whether it's migrant caravans, Antifa, anarchists riding on an airplane, or Cory Booker coming to destroy the suburbs. This president feeds off fear and panic, and they're in complete spin mode about how to fix this.
Before we call the White House press, and not we, you, calling people live. So I don't know where you're getting the lie from, but let's move on. Let's move on.
The lie is
White
even
House
on his Twitter feed this morning.
Take a look at this clip, the full clip of Jessica Tarlov. She is a Fox News contributor, and she has had it with Donald Trump, his lies, and downplaying the severity of the coronavirus.
My job to rebut Dr. Fauci. It is my job to say that there are only two people on the ballot come November 3rd, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. This is a third-party candidate, but it doesn't seem like it's getting much traction there. Dr. Fauci did a very good job yesterday with John Roberts pushing back on these reports, but mostly making it clear that it is not his job to quarterback these kinds of disputes, and he's concerned first and foremost with American safety and public health as we're nearing 200,000 lives lost to the coronavirus. This is a problem for the Trump administration because he is on tape. Last week, we spent all this time talking about whether anonymous sourcing, even if it was confirmed by multiple outlets, including Fox News, was legitimate. Now you have the president in his own voice saying, I purposely downplayed it. I know it's airborne. I know it's more serious than the flu. That's a very serious thing that he held back. And Mike Pence as well was in that briefing on January 28th with Robert O'Brien, and he didn't tell the American public as well. They took an hour yesterday in terms of pushing back the press briefing to figure out what they were going to say. And Kayleigh McEnany and team decided on he didn't want to panic us. That is a lie. Donald Trump's entire presidency is based on fear and panic, whether it's migrant caravans, Antifa, anarchists riding on an airplane, or Cory Booker coming to destroy the suburbs. This president feeds off fear and panic, and they're in complete spin mode about how to fix this.
Before we call the White House press, and not we, you, calling people liars for the intent, it actually has been said, the president has already talked about it. He's admitted that, yes, he downplayed this. He didn't want to panic anybody. So, I mean, that's on tape. So I don't know where you're getting the lie from, but let's move on. Let's move on.
The lie is
White
even
House
on his Twitter feed this morning.
Okay. The White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, says he would have been opposed to Bob Woodward having so much access to the president had he been Chief of Staff at the time.
I wanted that last portion to play because I want you to see exactly how desperate Fox News and conservatives still are to change the narrative from the fact that Donald Trump is responsible for the deaths of 195,000 Americans. He knew the severity of the coronavirus back in January, back in February, but he downplayed it intentionally. He intentionally politicized it, and that directly led to so many thousands of Americans losing their lives. And so at the end, they're trying to spin this away from the facts, the truth that Jessica Tarlov was throwing at them. They're desperate to change it to be about why did Bob Woodward have this kind of access to the president of the United States? What went wrong? Tucker Carlson last night tried to blame it on the fact that Senator Lindsey Graham never really liked Donald Trump in the first. No, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that Donald Trump's actions, he is directly responsible for the deaths of almost 195,000 Americans. Do not let them change the narrative. I don't care what happens throughout the rest of the day, throughout the rest of the week. The only thing that we should be discussing when it comes to Donald Trump is the fact that the president of the United States in the year of our Lord 2020 knew exactly how bad coronavirus was going to be, and he played it down and politicized it, and even some contributors on Fox News have had enough.